Wait, what? 2,100 searches a month? $120 a pop? And they're selling for $7.49? Here's the site. Here's the money. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I made over $16,000 in 1 month with a simple little e-commerce site selling 3 things with 0 cost on ads or any other promotion methods. That's right, this was all done with organic free traffic. Not only that, but I'm going to show you how I took what I learned to make over $10 million online. But I noticed the other guys like to show their fancy cars and fancy stuff, so I figured, what the heck? Let me show you how I drive to work here in the backyard office in style. And I promise, this part has everything to do with your ability to make money online. So make sure you watch this entire video. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about how to do e-commerce the right way. Not like the other stuff that's going to spend your money and spend your time and leave you with nothing. We're talking about a real-world method that took me from $0 to $16,000 to making over $10 million selling various things online. But I gotta warn you, a lot of people are confusing as heck when they try to teach you how e-commerce works. So today, in today's lineup, if you stay till the end, here's what you're going to learn. Part number 1, I'm going to show you e-commerce demystified. We're going to make it easy so you understand it and you know exactly how you can start making money. Part number 2, I'm going to tell you my e-commerce story, which, hint, has something to do with that little motorcycle I was riding, going from $0 to $10 million online. Part number 3, I'm going to show you a little secret. This is a secret that I learned 21 years ago that has made me a ton of cash because I basically just duplicate it over and over and over again. And even when I do, people say, wow, that's new, that's smart. And it's the same thing I've been doing for 21 years. Part number 4, I'm going to show you how to follow the data and sell one simple item that can make you a lot of money. Part number 5, I'm going to talk to you about how to not waste your money up front. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. I could come on here and I could tell you to get Shopify and ClickFunnels and all this other stuff and put my affiliate links in the description, and you'll probably go sign up and I'll make money. But instead, I'm going to tell you not to waste your money on stuff until you actually need it. And I'm going to show you how I do e-commerce with WordPress for free. Well, actually, it's like $6 a month for hosting, but it's practically free. And part number 6, I'm going to show you how to start and run your lean, mean profit machine. So, ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Okay, so first, in part 1, let's demystify the whole idea of e-commerce so you get what's going on. I think far too many people make this way too complicated, and that leads a lot of people to information overload and taking no action and really wasting their time and money. So let's break it down once and for all. Be ready, take some notes. This is going to show you something that's very important. First of all, I want to point out the difference between a platform versus a business model. A lot of people say stuff like, hey, we're going to make money over here on Shopify, or we're going to make money on eBay or YouTube or Google or whatever it is. Okay, now all of these things, Shopify, eBay, YouTube, Google, these are all what we call platforms. Even Facebook, platforms, that says platforms. Even Facebook is a platform. Well, what about Facebook ads? Again, that's a platform. It's an ad platform. All of these are platforms. And once you understand that these are all platforms and not actual businesses, like what I do for a living isn't Facebook marketing, it's marketing as a whole using various different platforms, okay? So I would be utilizing Facebook to do marketing or whatever it is. I would be utilizing Google to do whatever it is. Now, a lot of what you're going to learn in this video is cross-platform. You can use it on all of this stuff. It all pretty much works, but you have to understand that a platform is not a business. Very important, okay? Some people say, well, I'm in the business of classified ads. No, you're not. You're a marketer using the platform of ads. In the old days, we ran ads in magazines. I used to run ads for my magic show business, and that's where I learned a lot of this stuff. I was a marketer, not a, ad runner guy, okay? We need to understand the difference between the platform and the business because far too many people are like, I want to make money on Shopify. Okay, that's great. That's like saying, I want to make money out there in the universe. Okay, yeah, there's lots of ways to make money on Shopify and eBay. What are you going to choose? This is extremely important. Now, once you understand this, we need to get to the second part here, which is the different types of e-commerce. There's 4 different types of e-commerce. Pay close attention. This is going to give you a big aha moment at the end of the video. Okay, so we're going to take the quadrants here. We're going to make some quadrants. I sound like my old high school gym teacher. Oh, over here in this quadrant, you got to do some pull-ups. All right, over here, we have what's called business to business. All right, this is if I have a business where I'm selling goods and services to other businesses. Maybe I'm like a business card printer or a web hosting company for businesses, or maybe I have a merchant accounts or whatever it is, right? Business to business is number 1, which is selling goods and services to businesses. So if I sold advertising or whatever it is, if it's primarily to businesses, that's called B2B or business to business. Number 2 over here, we have biz to consumer. This is where most of you guys are going to fall in, right? There we go. This is where most of you guys are going to fall in. So this is like Amazon, right? Amazon is primarily, their main business model is selling from their business to you, the consumer. Very important. Most things, like Walmart, all these places are business to consumer. And primarily, most of the businesses you guys do, unless you're doing B2B, is going to be business to consumer. Like the scooters I sell or the bikes. We're going to sell those scooters from my business to a consumer. Okay, very important. This is like old school store. It's a store. That's what Amazon is. It's a store. Even though it's online and it's fancy and they go to space, it's still nothing more than a glorified store. They just don't have a bunch of stores everywhere, which is why they're so rich, because it's all pretty much automated and digital. Very simple. And the whole world shops there. That helps a little bit too, right? The third thing we want to look at is consumer to consumer. All right, now this is important. Where I talked about running ads, if I was a magic show guy and I do magic shows and I run an ad for my magic shows, that would be business to consumer. I'm running my ads as a business to a consumer. So what's consumer to consumer? Well, consumer to consumer would be something like eBay, right? eBay or Amazon Marketplace. Okay, this is going to be consumer to consumer because I can go on eBay as a consumer and sell my own stuff. Or even where you're doing like Etsy and things like that, where it's one person selling stuff, not as a big business, that would also be consumer to consumer. Okay, very cool, very important. This is helping you understand how the whole business works, because once you get this, everything opens up to you and it's going to be demystified, because people are talking about e-commerce like it's this big far out thing and they sell big books and courses, and it's actually pretty simple. And that's what your old buddy Marcus is here to do, is make it simple. All right, number 4 is consumer to business. Okay? Consumer to business is where a consumer comes up with value or an idea, okay? And they give that value or idea to a business. For example, if you are on like Travelocity and you do a review as a consumer and you say, I stayed at this hotel and I thought it was terrible, or I thought it was great, or I thought it was mediocre, that review is adding value to the business. That would be consumer to business. All right, same kind of thing with all sorts of things. Maybe you come up with an idea, or maybe you give feedback, or maybe you do consulting for that business as a consumer of the business, or whatever it is, right? So very, very important. Now, most of you guys wanting to make money online, you're going to fall into biz to biz or biz to consumer. These are the main 2 we're going to fall into. Now, even if we do eBay or Amazon, that's fine. We're going to do that as a business. So we're going to do business to consumer. Very important. Now that you get this, the rest of this video is going to be a breeze. Okay. And now that you understand that e-commerce is nothing more than the buying and selling of goods and services over the internet, we can get into part number 2, which is my e-commerce story. This is where I started. I look like this when I started, and this is actually when my wife met me, so she probably saw something the rest of the world didn't, but I digress. And this is the car I drove. Back then, I used to be a street preacher where we would stand on the street corner and preach the Bible stuff to whoever would listen, and it was kind of interesting. I learned a lot of stuff there. And at that time, I worked for a small business that actually sold gospel tracts and DVDs and tapes and Bibles and all kinds of things over the internet. And I was kind of like, I helped them out with their internet stuff and all kinds of stuff like that. Now, it was interesting because now there's actually like thousands and thousands of people every month that are looking up Christian tracts and Bible tracts and gospel tracts and even a brand name of certain tracts that was my buddy's biggest competitor back then, right? And so we went through and we would sell these tracks and everything, and I kind of got to see how the internet business worked because people would go to our website, they'd order this stuff, and then, we'd ship it out and get paid, which was pretty cool. Now, back then, we had to run everything manually on an old credit card machine because we used Miva Merchant, which just took all the info and we had to run it and ship it and everything like that. But I saw the power of the fact that I could have a website and people would order stuff. And that was big, big business to me. Then I met another friend who was one of my preacher buddies back then. And we went into his garage. And in his garage, he had shelves and little cubbies and little boxes of all these different parts. And what he did was sell different motorcycle parts online for like Indian motorcycles and Harleys and all these other things. He would sell these parts. And this guy had a really good business. He was able to live in Southern California. His wife stayed home, and he made a lot of good money, which was pretty cool. And so I started to look at this and understand, wow, I could set up a website and get money. Then I saw a guy who did this digitally, who came into the computer shop I worked for, where he was like, hey, I'm selling legal forms online, and all I do is get traffic, and they're digitally delivered, which was pretty cool. Then, in the year 2000, I came across a company that my brother worked for that was a cigar company. And my family has a lot of cigar smokers and a lot of people who do all kinds of tobacco stuff, right? Not exactly that great. I quit smoking a little bit ago, so I'm a little proud of myself there. But I made this site for this cigar company, and they had come to me and said, I want to rank for the word cigars. And I said, well, I can't get that because it's pretty competitive, but I can go for other stuff. And then I went on and I learned how to do this business myself. And my first real setup with like an e-commerce to consumer type thing was when I sold gas-powered scooters. Now, when I sold these gas-powered scooters, I was 23 years old. I was making a little bit of money online. I was kind of happy. But then I found out, like after I started selling these scooters with free traffic, I got up to $16,000 a month. Now, I've made a lot more since then, but I want to show you the secret behind how this worked, because what I did was drop shipping. And again, a lot of people say, I want to do drop shipping just because they hear some guru say drop shipping is the way to go. Okay, let me be the first to tell you, when we look at those quadrants we talked about and the platforms we talked about, okay, nothing is the be-all end-all. A lot of this stuff will work as long as you have the right niche. In the scooter niche, drop shipping worked good. Now, I could have made more money if I actually sourced these things from China and had a lot more risk involved, but drop shipping worked for me at the time, and in hindsight, I probably should have gone the next level up and started importing these, but I didn't want to deal with customer service, so I went a different route. But in this example, what I would do is I would take a scooter, charge $427 for it. I would pay about $270 for the scooter, which meant everything else was profit. I would pay the drop shipper. They would ship the scooter to the customer. All I did was take the orders and get the traffic, which was pretty sweet. So out of that 16 grand, I probably kept like 5 to 8. I don't remember the exact math, but it was pretty good for a 23-year-old kid who had no idea what he's doing. And the way that it worked was actually pretty cool. I would go for words, like the main word we used was gas-powered scooters for cheap. I worked really hard at getting that to rank on Google. I got the traffic and made lots of money with it. And you can see here, based on these numbers, these are the competition numbers. So best gas scooter for adults is easier than, say, gas scooters for sale. Pretty cool, right? So we want to go through and see the stuff that we can get traffic for. Again, the reason I brought the cigar example up is because most people think, well, I'm selling cigars, I need to rank for the word cigar. And they try to rank, but they never get anywhere because it's competitive. Look at that, it's a number 80. However, if I go and do the work of like cigars for beginners, like seriously, these people want to start smoking cigars and they want some that are like mild or easy or whatever, or small batch cigars or Holt or Partagas or whatever brand name cigars. And this is what I did. This company came to me. They didn't have a website. I built them a site and I went for the little manufacturer words, the names of cigars, best cigars for this, cheap cigars, all kinds of different stuff. And because of that, they became a powerhouse in the online cigar world, which was pretty cool. And it was all because we went for the right thing. Again, instead of looking at it as I'm going to compete with Amazon or I'm going to compete with this, what I want you to understand is like there's enough money in this brand of cigars for anyone on this training to make a living. Like literally there are people making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year just selling a couple of things really, really good. Think about Amazon. How did Amazon start? He started by saying, I'm going to go for books. Not just books, but he went for books that he knew he could rank for because they all have titles, they all have keywords. And if you start to understand this, then the whole world opens up to you because now you're not fighting with all the other competition. You're just going where the data says to go and selling what people want to buy, which is what business is all about in the first place. And in addition to going for keywords that are easy to rank for, I also want you to note the competition is low and the intent is high. Because if I get someone just looking for cigars, who knows what they want? They might want like little $2 cigars or 1 penny cigars or whatever. If I get someone looking up cigars for beginners or 50cc gas scooter or gas-powered scooter for cheap, now I know exactly what they want. They're coming here to buy stuff. This is very important because a lot of people look at this, and one of the markets I'm in is where I teach people to make money online, right? This is a business just like any other business. I teach you good stuff, give you content on the word e-commerce, and hopefully you'll come and buy some stuff from me, or at least watch my videos in the description, right? But the intent is different. And when I first started my business, instead of going for the word make money online, which is super competitive and everyone's like, yeah, buddy, I don't believe you, I went for the word AdSense because I know people that want AdSense want to put ads on their site so that they can make money. Hence, they want to make money online. So instead of going for a word that was super competitive, I went with one that was not competitive at all. I got the first page of Google. We had it for years. And it was free. And I got hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars off of that one keyword by looking at the intent. And the intent was the same. So if you can find the same intent and you can focus on the intent and there's no competition, boom, you win. That's the way the cookie crumbles. So if you want to make money, listen up to this next part. So I want to interrupt myself real quick to talk to you about how many of these bikes sell online every single month. Did you know that last month alone, Mini Bike was looked up over 570,000 times, not even including the different makes, models, engines, types, and all that stuff, which means that anyone watching this video right now could make a full-time living or even a fortune selling these types of bikes on the internet by dropshipping or Shopify or eBay or whatever it is. The money's out there. Let me show you how it works. Part 3, the secret that made me a ton of cash. Remember how I talked about the cigar keywords and the keywords around the scooter sites that I made? Now there was a secret that I had to finding these words, and it's actually even easier to use today. That's right, the tools today show you far more than we ever had when I first started. And what we're going to do is we're going to start making data-based decisions. You see, most people when they get into e-commerce or dropshipping or affiliate marketing or making money in any way, they're just out there thinking about what they think people would want to buy, which leads them to think the same way other people think, which is competitive markets. I don't do that at all. What I want to do is find out what people are searching for that has low competition, that has a product linked to it that I can sell, either by dropshipping or selling on my own or whatever it is, maybe even affiliate marketing, since I am, in fact, the affiliate marketing dude. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a tool called Ahrefs. The Ahrefs keyword tool will actually allow you to put a website in here and find out the keywords that it ranks for. So if I put ebay.com, I could see they rank number 1 for eBay, obviously, right? And I could see the KD or competition is 87. That's way too high. We need something 10 or less, or maybe even 20. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at these words here and see what they rank for, and we could actually go through and isolate it, right? So we could go through and see, here's some toys, competition 2. Here's a Harry poster. I hope that's Harry Potter. Otherwise, I don't know what a Harry poster is. That's a 3, all right? There's like 1 million people looking that stuff up. Here's some stuff for Pokemon, more toys, motorcycles. There's that poster again. People looking up games, auto parts, and more. Now, I can go through with this tool, and I can actually go up here to KD, right here, all right? Yeah, come on, there we go. KD, and I could say I only want a competition of 10 or less. When I do this, it's going to show me the stuff that's non-competitive. So we see here, there's the stuff we found before, and then we see stuff like this 2JZ engine for sale. Interesting. 23,000 searches a month, KD of 3, and we could see here that this engine is actually a Toyota Supra engine. So this is something you can actually sell online. It might be difficult, but check it out. We can go to Alibaba and we can drop ship these or import them for like 3,000 bucks or whatever. Now, this is an extreme example. It's heavy, it's bulky. I wouldn't do it, even though there probably is a lot of money in it for people that do want to do that. We can also see here lots of other stuff like Iron Man costume, right? There's a good one for affiliate marketing, or even if you're doing drop shipping or whatever it is, we could do, Iron Man costume or whatever it is, 22,000 searches a month, competition's low. A nail shaper. There you go. Look at this. Competition is 0. It's for like nail shaping. Cafe racer, we got mini fridges, we got baseball cards, all kinds of stuff that people are looking up. Here's one for croc charms, for I think their little shoes, they put little charms, right? And we could see all different kinds of things here that people are searching for. All I got to do is go in there, find a good nail shaper, right? I can go to Alibaba, or I can do drop shipping or whatever it is, and I can find nail shapers here. I can import these for pennies, and I could sell them. Like, here's a whole kit, right? I could sell that kit. It's $3. I could sell it for probably $9.95 or something, or I could sell these for $1 each, right? Look at that. It's dirt cheap. Here's another nail shaver. All kinds of stuff that we can do, and this traffic is super, super non-competitive. Or we could go through and do the same thing with Shopify. If I do Shopify, KD, difficulty 10 or less, I can find out what they rank for and find out what people are buying. One of my favorites is to use Amazon. If you use Amazon, you could see here that if we go to overview, you could see that Amazon ranks for a lot of stuff. Over 210 million keywords, getting almost 1 billion visitors a month for a traffic value of like $500 million a month, which is insane. And we know they make quite a bit more off of that traffic. But if we take a look at the keywords here and we do a KD 10 or less, right, like this, we can actually see what they are ranking for and what is selling. Very simple. If you want to be an Amazon seller, these are the keys to the kingdom. Check it out. There's that Harry poster again. We got a bunch of weird stuff. Thigh-high socks. Nail shaper. Interesting. Some kind of headband. Boots. Money soap, whatever that is. A lot of people looking up money soap. And we can see, yeah, it's like soap that looks like money. All right, it's selling. Who would have thought? And somebody's making a living with this stuff. Some kind of praying medic, hoodies, dresses, gloves, fairy lights, squeegees. And if I isolate it by putting the word scooter in here, we could see electric scooter, hoverboards. That's pretty good, right? Not that much competition. These things pay really, really well. Underwater scooter. So check this out. We could go to the old Alibaba or do affiliate marketing or whatever it is. And there's these underwater scooters where people like hold on to them and snorkel or something like that. I don't really know how it works, but they're super cheap. Here's one here that's $500, $50, right? So this is for 6 of them. This is each. So you're getting $50 each. And these things sell pretty good, right? If we go to Google and do see scooter, right, like this, we could see These things are going for like $1,500, $500, $300. There's that one that's $50 going for $234. That's a pretty good markup if I say so myself, right? Or if you want to be an affiliate marketer, it's over here at Cabela's, whatever it is, and they'll pay you to promote it as an affiliate. 5% on each sale. It's not as good as drop shipping, but hey, you can test it out and then do drop shipping later. You can even be an affiliate on Amazon. Whatever it is, there's lots of ways to make money, and notice how I'm making data-driven decisions, not just pulling these out of the air. You can even do this with Etsy, and you can see lots of things people are looking up on Etsy. There's that Harry poster again. Apparently, that's like the latest, greatest thing. I need to get me a Harry poster. There's those Crocs again. We got crystals, dresses, neon signs, necklaces, and on we go. I get 70 miles to the gallon on this hog. So the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to break down the competition and the numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our cost on the item, all right, if we're going to be drop shipping, or if we're going to be outsourcing, or if we're going to be sourcing this from some other place, or we're going to take the amount that we earn as an affiliate. Okay, what we want to figure out is how much we are going to make per sale. Okay, very important. And this is going to be different, right? Obviously, if you're doing like that nail file thing, that's probably only going to net you like $9 a sale. Whereas if you're doing like a scooter or an underwater scooter, that's probably going to be like 120 plus. All right, we need to keep this in mind because this is what our profit margin is going to be. And obviously, you're going to need to sell a heck of a lot more $9 items, whereas this, you only need to sell like one. On this, you'd need to sell 11 to make the same amount of money. So we have to look at that. We have to keep that in mind when we're looking at our traffic. Now, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go through and look at the competition, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take our root keywords, okay? Root non-competitive keywords, okay? We're going to take the root non-competitive keywords that we have. So for example, we could go for like underwater scooters. Okay, now this is a little competitive. It's not like ridiculously competitive, but we could see underwater scooter is like a 6. Okay, that's not terrible. But when we do a search, we got a lot of ads, we got a lot of big sites and stuff like that. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to find 1 to 3 little sites. Okay, we don't want like Amazon or something like that. We want a guy who's just going out there and just going for scooter keywords, okay? So we're going to look at this and we'll say, okay, these are ads. We don't want to pay attention to those unless, of course, we're going to do ads. Like this might make sense as a business person. If I can get this traffic for like 20 cents or something, which you can see here in this column, it's 50 cents. So if I'm making $120 a sale, that means I can afford to get about 240 clicks, 1 sale, break even. All right, you got to think like a business person here, and that's what we want to think about. So yes, this might actually work for paid traffic as well. But if we're going for free traffic, and even if we're doing paid, you want to do this where we're looking for a smaller site. So we have the ads. We're going to scroll down past the ads, and we're going to see Dive In. That's a pretty big site. Snorkel Around, that might work. Splash Fun, Scuba. Okay, here's a scooter one. Now, I like this because it actually has the word scooter in it, and that's what this is an underwater scooter, so this will fit nicely. What we want to do is find a site that is specifically after this stuff. For example, if we're using the manicure kit, okay, what we want to do is get past all the ads, okay? Ulta, that's a big company. We're not going to compete with them. There's going to be way too much stuff. But we might be able to go through and see if there's like some site like, you know, the nail guy or girl or whatever it is, right? The nail person, or a smaller blog about manicures or something like DKT Nail Supply. That might work. Okay, maybe we'll take a look at that one. We got the Zoe Report, probably not that. Static Nails, okay, that could work. Okay, and we're going to take a look at some of these sites, and what we're going to do is put these in our competition tool and see what they're ranking for, because this is going to open up a whole new can of craziness where we can make money. So if I go to the Site Explorer and put in the root domain of one of these sites, we're going to see that they actually have a lot of traffic. They got $20,000 a month worth of free traffic. We can also click on the organic keywords and see that they rank for like 39,000 keywords. All we got to do is go through here and strip out the stuff that we could use to make this work. For example, I could go for like nail color for pale skin. I can teach them about that stuff, and then I can sell my kit or some kind of nail polish or something like that. Again, notice how I am letting the data, what people are searching for, determine what I'm going to market and what I'm going to sell. This is crucial. Most people do this backwards, and that's why they struggle. We're going to do this the right way. So we could see best toenail clippers for thick nails. That's actually pretty solid. How to take off, I mean, come on, this is some good stuff. What nail shape, supply nails, acrylic nail kit. I mean, there you go. There it is. They want an acrylic nail kit, right? Very, very simple, very easy, lots of traffic here. So we can use this really good to sell our nail kits or whatever it is, okay? Same kind of thing if we were to go for the next site. Then, of course, we could put the next site in here and see exactly what they're doing as well. And you could see there's static nails, press-on nails, serene nails, all kinds of stuff here, okay? Now, another tip you want to do. First, we're going to go through and we are going to do the root domain. So we're going to put the root domain in. So if you're doing Amazon, you do Amazon.com of these three sites that you found, okay? The second thing we're going to do is put the full domain, okay? What I mean by full domain is you want the full domain that ranked for the stuff. So for example, if I'm going for underwater scooters and I was going to use My Pro Scooter or Anawa or whatever, notice how it has the domain, the second thing, and the third thing, or the domain and the second thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the link, get the full URL, put that full URL up here, hit search, and that's going to give me all the keywords for just the underwater scooter page. Pretty cool, right? And you can see the difference here because this is isolated for underwater scooters. This is all about scooters and longboards and everything, okay? Now, when I strip out just the scooter words, I could see that the scooter words give me 58,000 monthly searches. Now, this is where we start to get to the good part, because if I'm averaging $120 per sale, 120, and I have 58,000 people searching a month. And these people aren't just searching for anything. They're actually searching for these types of things, like Yamaha underwater scooter. That guy wants to buy the thing, right? A lot of these people want to buy this stuff. So we have 58,000 people. Let's say conservatively, I only get 10% of that traffic. So I get 5,800. Now, doing this, when you go pro, you're going to be able to get more traffic. But let's say I only get 5,800. Out of that 5,800, if I say, well, you know, these are pretty targeted people, I could probably get 3% of them to purchase. And this is based on my numbers. The results are not typical, implied, or guaranteed. This does not guarantee you income. This is a business. The average person trying to make money makes nothing because they don't have the business mind. What I'm teaching you in this training, if you watch the whole thing, is how to get a business mind. So if I get 3%, that would be 58 times 3, or 150, 164, 172, or something like that. Let's see how good my math was. Pretty close. I was $2 off, right? So, or two sales off. So 174. It's pretty close. All right. So we take the 174 and we times that by 120, and we get what we could expect to earn on a site like this. So 174 times 120 profit per sale, and we got $20,000 a month. And I think these numbers are pretty conservative considering what we got going on here. There's a lot of people looking this stuff up, okay? Now, if you only get a 1% conversion rate, obviously you'd only be making like $6,000 or something like that. But again, if you start binge watching my videos, you'll learn how to get better conversion rates, how to make stuff that sells, how to do this really, really easy. And when you look at this, we say, hey, I only need 5,800 searches a month. Lots of these keywords, you don't even need that many of them, right? Like this one here If you had a number one on that, you're already halfway there. If you got a number one on this, you're there. There it is, right? And we could see exactly how this works. Now, I don't want you to say that the only thing we're doing is going for free search, because as a marketer, I will go for anything. I will get traffic however I can. Here's the deal. If I know that I make $120 a sale, 120, then I could spend up to 120 to get a sale, or 60, or whatever I'm comfortable with. Now I could go through and say, well, where's the traffic? Well, I could make a little YouTube video about how the scooter works. I could do a press release. I could do SEO and get ranked on the search engines. I could do paid traffic or pay per click. I could do banner ads. I could do blogs, right? And this is where people get confused because they think, oh, I just set up a Shopify and all of a sudden I'm going to get traffic and it's magic because the guru said Shopify is the way to go. Well, Shopify, again, it's just a platform. Our business is the business of selling underwater scooters or the business of selling the nail kits. Are you getting it? Doesn't matter what you use. I'm going to show you in just a minute how to set up a WordPress page that literally costs you less than $6 a month, and you could be taking sales in 20 minutes. Like literally, you can get your first order in 20 minutes, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to decide if the numbers work, all right? That's going to decide our traffic method. If on pay-per-click, there's only 1,000 searches a month, that might not work. Or if I have to pay 50 cents to get people to see my nail kit and I only make $9 a sale, that's not going to work, right? That means I need to get 1 out of every 18 people to buy the thing. That's probably not going to happen. So we got to think logically. We got to think numbers. Very, very, very important. Now, with that said, we can go after this and get lots of free traffic. When I did the scooters, that's exactly how I made $16,000 my first month doing it, because I went for the numbers, I went for the traffic, and I set up a very simple page. Didn't use Shopify. Didn't even use WordPress. It wasn't around back then. So what I did is I set this up very simple and very easy. And again, I can't stress this enough. What we're going to do is we're going to follow the data and sell what the people want. I have done this probably thousands of times since my first scooter site, and I've done this in many different niches, sold my own products, sold affiliate products. Whatever it is, I go for whatever the numbers work best. This is extremely important, and you can test it as an affiliate without ever even trying to lift a finger and figure out if your market's going to work or not. Very simple. So we're going to follow the data. We're going to go through, we're going to look at the keywords, and we're going to find something that works. Maybe I could go for 50cc gas scooters, or maybe I can find something even more specific. Okay, so let's say we're going to go for 50cc gas scooters. The first thing we're going to want to do is take that keyword, look at the subcategory words. This looks pretty good. The competition is not terrible. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our outline over here and take a look at what's going on. Now, again, you can get this outline, you can get notes, keyword downloads, all kinds of stuff from this video over at downloadmynotes.com. Now, once we do this, we are going to be very specific about not wasting our money up front. You don't need fancy software. You don't need fancy shopping carts. You don't need all this whiz-bang stuff, because at the end of the day, all I need to do is sell the product I need to sell based on what people are searching for. So the first thing we're going to do is go over to GoHubSite.com. At GoHubSite.com, you could set this up for less than $6 a month. I think it's like $90 a year or $100 a year or something like that. You get a domain, you get everything. Now, the key is on that one web hosting account. So let's say I want to start here and I go to GoHubSite.com, GoHubSite.com. Okay. For my $100 a year, let's just call it $100 to make it rounded and easy. I can have as many different sites on one account as I want. So I could have a site about scooters. I could have a site about underwater scooters. I can have a site about the nail clippers or whatever it is, all for the same $100 a year. It doesn't go up or down. It stays the same, which is crazy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a domain name for my niche. I could choose something like 50cc gas scooters or whatever it is. And since I've done this before, I went ahead and repurchased my old site that I sold years ago, gotscooters.com. And this is what the site looked like when I made $16,000 a month. And a lot of people say, well, it's too simple. It doesn't work that way anymore. But I've been doing this 21 years. This sells because it's simple. You look at Amazon.com, it's not a really fancy site. The reason it works is because you trust Amazon, and they got a little button that says, buy this thing now, and it goes to where you can order. It needs to be simple. These people don't need 15 steps. Have you ever tried to order something? Just today, I was ordering a plane ticket, and there was 50 million steps. Do you want to be a guest? Do you want to log in? Do you want this? Do you want... No, I just want my plane ticket, and I want my seat so I can get where I want to go. People that make it complicated lose money. Fancy and complicated equals money out of your pocket. I don't care what the other people say. I don't care what they're trying to sell. Simple works. Trust the biggest retailer online, Amazon. It's simple. It's why he patented the one-click order button, guys. This is what the site looked like. This is how it worked. Now, if you want to duplicate this, what I did is I went ahead and set up WordPress on gotscooters.com. So if we go over to gotscooters.com right now, you could see the sample pages here. This is a theme that works for e-commerce, and you can get it from me for free. Go to simpleblogtheme.com. All you do is you download the version that's for e-com, and you're ready to go, right? All I need to do is go over to the page, go to all pages. This is a basic WordPress setup. I go to sample page. I'm going to edit the sample page for my keyword, which is now 50cc gas scooters. I hit update, and watch what happens. It's real easy. Look at this. It's simple. You don't need any fancy software. You can do this $100 a year for as many sites as you want. All you got to do is buy the domain name for like 99 cents or $8 or whatever. 50cc gas scooters. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to get the special code that I'll give you. And again, if you want the code, go over to downloadmynotes.com. I'll give you the codes. They're all free. All I ask is if you like this stuff, join my paid programs if you like it, right? There you go. Pretty cool. You don't have to do it, right? If you want to be like, well, Marcus is the guru, I don't want to give him any money. Well, then, instead of going to GoHub site, go get hosting on your own. That way I don't get paid for affiliate stuff. But if you appreciate these videos, you can use my links and I'll get paid as an affiliate. But you know what? If you're going to beat the system, you can go to downloadmynotes.com and just do everything on your own. But here you go. What we're going to do is we're going to set this up with our WordPress. We're going to go through and we're going to take this code. Now, this code here actually puts a little button on your site. Okay, so we'll go like this. We're going to put the code in. We'll put the code in visual text here, right? So we'll put the code in text, and then we'll go to visual, and we can see we got all this stuff, right? There's a little thing here. Now, very simple. All I got to do is upload my product image. All right, so I'm going to get my product image, which I can get from like Alibaba or the dropshipper or whatever, right? It's copy and paste, super simple. You got all the stuff here, 49cc, the liters, all the stuff here. Okay, very, very simple. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to upload the picture. And as we go along, we can hit update and we can see exactly how it's looking, right? So here we go. We got 50cc gas scooter. We got our little drop down. That's part of the code. And this will actually work, right? Once we have our image in here, they could say blue, add to cart. It'll go to the page where they could actually buy this thing. It's got the blue. It's got everything there. Super simple, super easy. And all you need is a PayPal account. So we'll just take our scooter image, drag and drop it right here above this little drop down. We're going to make sure that we choose, we'll do center and we'll do full size. Actually, let's choose none because I want it to automatically do it. And then link to none because we're going to let them order with the order button. We insert it like this. And watch how easy this is. Update, and bada bing, bada boom. Here we go. We got a page. We're in business. They could order this scooter right now. Now, I'm going to shrink this down a bit because I like my order button to be higher up. So we'll go like that. Update, boom, right like this. And now, there we go. 50cc gas scooter. Here it is. They could choose their color. They could order the thing. It's secure. It's through PayPal. I could go over here in the sidebar and put other scooters. Hey, other people are interested in this. Get the 100cc or the whatever, right? Get the electric version. You can have other stuff here, so it's super easy. And the idea is to get these things to rank in the search engines or promote them on YouTube video or whatever it is, and I could be in business. Like, I don't need Shopify. I don't need all that fancy stuff. I got WordPress, I got PayPal, boom. That's how I took the money. And I took millions of dollars using this exact same system. Don't let the other people fool you, because all they're doing is trying to get the affiliate commission. And if you want to bypass it and say, Marcus, I don't want you to get any money at all, well, tough, because I already got paid for you to watch this video, most likely. But, if you want to cut me out of everything else, you can do that, right? Just go look at the links and whatever. But if you guys like this, this is where the rubber meets the road, and this is how it works. It's not that hard to do. But again, nobody talks about the numbers. They just like to talk about how they sold a toaster and got rich. But the reason that toaster sold is because they looked at the numbers. And what we need to do is make sure we're using data to drive our decisions. We need to look at the data first. Before you choose a product, before you get a domain, before you get web hosting, before you sign up for anything, you need to be looking at the data. People that make money with e-commerce look at the, say it with me, data. 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 Make data-driven decisions. And if you want to learn more about how to do the WordPress and all that, go ahead and check out gohubsite.com. It'll teach you that. Watch my other videos. I'll put some other videos in the description of this. Then what you're going to do, just like me, is you're going to make a simple order page with 2 or 3 products. This one has 3, one scooter with 3 colors. Very simple. When you look at the site that I use that sold stuff, there was like 4 products. I didn't even do the electric scooters because they didn't sell based on the traffic I was getting. If the data said to sell them, I'd sell them, which in some instances it does. Then we're going to use what we have. If you got PayPal, use PayPal. If you don't, use Stripe. Stripe's easy. It's free. They give you order forms. Boom. Done deal. Okay? Make it very simple. Then we're going to watch, build, and grow. Now, the reason I like using PayPal, there's a downside. Some people don't like to use PayPal to order. The amount of people that don't like PayPal is outweighed by the people who have PayPal and can click one button. They don't even have to go find their credit card. It's already saved in PayPal. They click the button, they order, you get the money instantly. And then you can use PayPal to pay your dropshipper. And then you keep whatever's left. It makes it super, 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 super easy. This is how it works. You need to get all of the difficult stuff out. And that's what brings us to part 6, your lean, mean profit machine. What you need to do is you need to start bare bones, easy, simple, get some sales, grow as you make money. Far too many people try to be Amazon the first day. You're not going to do that. Far too many people, they say, Marcus, I set up a website. They could buy 10,000 products on my website. And I'm like, well, what niche are you in? I don't know. It was something I bought. Well, start with one thing. Sell that one thing good, and then sell the next thing. Maybe go to electric scooters or the bigger scooters or the littler scooters or whatever, or the underwater scooters. And do it very simple. A lot of people come to me. They say, Marcus, when you started, it was so easy. It wasn't. It was harder. We didn't have this stuff. I had to set up a static HTML page. I couldn't get traffic on YouTube instantly. I couldn't get ranked in the search. It took 6 months to get ranked. You telling me it was easier back then? Get out of here. You don't know what you're talking about. It's easier now. Now it's easier. You could get all the software, all the tool. There's guys like me that are teaching you this stuff for free. I didn't ask you for nothing, except maybe like this video if you enjoyed it, right? Or go to blogprofitnetwork.com if you want to talk to me every Tuesday and get help. But it's so much easier today because all the hard work has been done. All the conversion data is out there. The tools have so much more information than they had when I started. Guys, if you get it, if you're not getting it yet, it's about the numbers. Thanks for watching this video. Check out the links in the description that are going to talk to you about other videos, including drop servicing, drop shipping, and more about how to set these sites up and make it work. Thanks for watching. Binge watch those if you're serious about making money online with e-commerce.